Hey y'all, good morning. You are rocking with the Locked and Loaded RN. If you're new to my channel, bienvenidos. One of my awesome subscribers, welcome back. Y'all, I'm losing my voice. Well, now I'm back my voice. This is actually my voice better. One of my patients asked me to see them very early, and so now I have a gap in between. So today, this week, I'm gonna see 40 patients because I want the OT. I got 2 weeks to make a lot of money. So that's what I'm striving for. I'm trying to see 40 this week and see a whole lot next week in the midst of going to work the other job too and trying to maybe fit in some CPR classes as well. We shall see. Wish I had two phones. I need to get another one. That way I could be charting while I'm talking to you guys. To buy cough drops. Look how sad this is, y'all. One tell me, I'm very good at telling you if I've been somewhere before. If I've been in a place, whether it be street, house, whatever, 10 years could pass, and if I'm in it again, I'll know I've been here before. That, and if I've seen someone before, I might not remember your name. I might not remember where I know you from, but I'm a person that I know two things. I remember who I've met before, and I remember where I've been. But the thing that I'm not good at is sense of direction. So I just finished this patient right here, right? And I put the address of the next person. You challenged me to say 5 words in Spanish. ¿Y de dónde eres? ¿De qué país? Es porque yo soy morena, eso es porque tú piensas que yo no puedo hablar mi español. Mi español no es perfecta, pero claro, yo puedo hablar mi español. Hi, History, YT. Ujú. Estaba pensando que este morena no sabe ninguna palabra de español. Felicidades. ¿De dónde eres, Eric? Yeah, but what I was telling y'all is there's two things about me. I always remember where I've been and who I've met. I might not remember. Hi, Rocky. How are you? I might not. My voice is messed up. I've been working on it the weekend, honey and lime tea and stuff. So it's actually getting Mexico, pero ando en USA. El inglés. Okay. Hay morenos in Mexico. I feel like I'm never Mexican. Is there like a part of Mexico where the black people? Hello, are you married or single from Southport, England? Hi, George. I don't. I'd rather not answer that. So anyway, what I wanted to tell you guys is my sense of direction is awful. So I've worked this job for about maybe 2 years and the same patients for about 2 years. So I finished this patient here and I put the address for the next one. And I'm gonna show you how close it says that I am to the next person. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, there's a car coming out. Now there's all these cars. We didn't start moving yet, by the way. So we finished this patient. I put the address in, thinking that I'm going to the next one, really far away. And when I put it in the GPS, it says I could walk to it. I'm like, walk to it? Y'all, it is literally in front of me. How pitiful. It is literally, look, this is the place right here. It is right in front of me. And I didn't even know it. That's how bad my sense of direction is. You know how there's some people that are able to be like, oh, okay, we're on this street, and we do this and we do that. I'm not that girl. I don't know if I should. Let's clear it. Sure. We're gonna park a little bit further up and walk because it's garbage day, so I don't be in the truck's way. That's it. And I didn't even know it. Sometimes I finish at a patient's house and I put the address in, and it says 3 minutes from my house, and I'm like, or 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm 2 minutes from my house, and I'll take the corner, and sure enough, I'll be near my house. I didn't even know it. That's so pitiful. Anyway, happy. I want to say Monday because this is like my Monday because I'm off on Sundays. I'm off on Mondays, and I go back to work normally on Tuesdays. So it feels like when it's Tuesday for me, I feel like it's Monday when everyone else normally already went back to work already on Monday. But happy Tuesday, y'all. How's your week going? And if you're in the U.S., did you enjoy your Memorial Day? Did you have a cookout? Did you go? And I worked on my voice, trying to get my voice back so that I could at least on my patients and not sound like a man, which I think I probably still do. But I don't have time to not feel good. Like I said, this week I'm trying to see 40 patients. We have 2 weeks to make a large lump sum of money. And so we got grind, 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 grind. So this week the goal is 40. Next week I think I'm scheduled for like 50 something. And then I work the RV as well, both weeks. This week I only work the RV on Thursday and on Friday. So that gives me a little bit of room to add to make longer days for seeing patients with my other job. The end of today, I do need to go get blood work. They want to check my iron. So especially to my ladies, make sure you're taking your iron supplements. Sometimes if you're really tired, if you have shortness of breath, it's because you need iron. So, you could go to a pharmacy and buy the over-the-counter iron 65 milligrams. It says MEQ or something else instead, but that's basically it. But that's good to take every day. And I say ladies because we got the time of the month that drains us, so it makes your iron levels hang a little lower sometimes. So make sure you're taking vitamin D and make sure you're taking your iron, especially if black girl as well. For black people, our skin blocks the sun, so our vitamin D levels are normally lower. Everyone, I would say, in the US has low vitamin D levels because we don't have constant sunlight with the seasons. But worse when you have a darker when you have melanin, it blocks the sunlight. Your boyfriend. Okay. Okay, my dear. Okay, my dear. Okay. Love you too. How old are you? That's what I always wondered. The people that sign on and do these, they are funny though, real slick. But I wonder how old. If you're like, what type of music do I like? I like everything, all kinds of music. What type of music do you like? And what are your plans for today? Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you at school? I hope you're not at school watching a live black metal. Okay. Gotcha. Metal. You like what you like. It's morning. I know, so I asked what you're doing. Are you at work? Are you at school? Oh, it's 6 in the morning where you're at? Okay, it's 9:30 for me, so well 9:24. I don't like I smell good. Thank you. I try, I shower. I shower and I wash my clothes. I keep myself clean. Once you do those basics, you're off to a good start. And then if you wanna top it with some nice perfume and lotions, then you good to go. So make sure that you at least shower. There's people that spray all this on them and they don't like to get in the water and soap and what am I doing today? I'm working. I'm waiting to see my next patient. My next patient is at 10 o'clock. I saw one already for 9, and then I have a gap in between. I was supposed to see the last one at 9:30, but she asked me to come early. So now I'm waiting, killing time. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. Where are you? Maybe like in California, huh? Are you in Cali? I know Cali's like 3 hours behind. I have a job that has the owners are from Cali. So when I email them, I try to be cognizant of the time and my expectations for responses from them. I know everything. I sit and I know everything. You one of them into No, honestly, look, the other day I was on my live and out of nowhere I started talking about Papoose and Remy, the rappers. Out of nowhere, they weren't on TV, they weren't all over on the internet yet. And I was just talking about whenever you look at couples, it doesn't matter how great the man is. If when everyone is talking about how great it is, you always look at the woman's face to see what her face is doing while everybody's praising him. If her face is like, you know that he's not as good as he seems, there's some background stuff going on. If she's in admiration of him, then that means it's true. I've been around a long time. I've been through a whole lot, so I know what I'm talking about. Whenever there's couples out there, and let's say the guy is like, "Yeah, I bought her roses, and yeah, I always wake up and I make her breakfast, and I always," and everyone's like, "Oh, girl, you're so lucky." Always look at the girl. Hi, Leo. Always look at the woman. See if the woman is like, if she's doing that face, that means there's some cap in there. Because let me tell you something. There's men, and I can only speak about men. I'm sure there's women that do that too. But there's men that they don't do nice gestures for you. They do nice gestures for other people to see them doing the nice gesture for you. For example, if they want to give you a bouquet of roses, they've been home with you all day, but they won't give it to you. As soon as your friends or your family come around or y'all go somewhere, all of a sudden they'll be like, "Here, these for you." And you be like, "You've been home with me all day, treating me like garbage. So why did you wait till these people came around? They're not for me. You're not giving flowers for me. You want everyone around to go, oh, girl, you're so lucky." There's men like that. And I'm sure like that too. Like I said, I've never been in relationships with females, so I don't know. You said I'm beautiful in spirit. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know. With Papoose, I do think that he's a good guy, you know. But every time they had interviews and everybody was praising him from years ago, I've been saying this from years ago. Every time when everyone would go, wow, he used to come to the jail every day to visit her. He waited for her. He he got married. All of this stuff that they would be saying about how great he is. Every time you would look at her, her face would be like, anyway. And I used to be like, why did she do that? Like, why is she making that face when you got a man that has been down for you? And so to me, I always felt like there was more. He wasn't as great as perceived to be. And again, that doesn't make him a bad dude. It's just that sometimes people put you on a pedestal, just off of what is presented or what they see. So now when I hear her saying that he never worked and had money, she had to pay for everything, this, that, it makes sense. Again, that's not an excuse for her to go cheat, or to dog him out like what she did. But it just makes sense. When everyone else is surprised, I'm not surprised because her face said it years ago. So a woman I have, she wants to yell. What does that mean? I've seen that mean that she has something else in the background. What do you mean she wants to yell? Like she yells when she's talking regularly, or she's yelling, she gets mad about everything? What do you mean she wants to yell? Does she like snap on you easily? That's what you're trying to say? Well, yeah, you got to be mindful of that. There's people that, again, you've been home with them all day, they haven't said a word to you, but yet they jump on Facebook to be like, happy birthday, happy anniversary, my love, this, and that. So everyone could be like, oh, they're not doing it for you. They're more interested in impressing other people. They need the applause of other people. Why they treat you like garbage? Yes, ma'am. Oh, that she gets an attitude. Yeah, normally when a person is getting an attitude with you for every little thing, is because they're doing you they're doing you dirty normally. Normally when a person starts to do you dirty, they get mad as a presentation. Mm, I'm not following you. It might be me. Maybe I didn't wake up yet. Yeah, but I know that when people start to get annoyed with you, you could sneeze and they're annoyed with you. You could call annoyed with you. It's because they're doing you dirty. And people, the little bit of conscience that they have, make them be mad with you. You hate this life. Why you hate your life? Never hate your life. Life does this. It goes up and down, and you just gotta ride it out. You gotta enjoy the good times when it's good. When it's hard, you gotta brace yourself and know that good times will come again. Nothing in this life is that serious for you to hate your life. Love your life. There's lots of people that would love to have your life. Or maybe because that person has done so much, they are just sick of that person and the tolerance is low. Very true. I agree. It could be vice versa. But I'm saying, like, if you know that you've never done something to a person and all of a sudden, like, you're like trying to do all these nice things for them, and everything you do, they got an attitude, more than likely is because they know somewhere along the way they either did you dirty before or they're currently doing you dirty and their conscience makes them feel bad. But again, or it could be vice versa, that you've been good to the person all along. Life is nothing I want to give my whole to them. I hear you, but you gotta enjoy life for yourself. Yes, it's nice to enjoy life with people, but when you just enjoy life for yourself. Her attitude is what. No. At the end of the day, listen, this life is very easy. What I've learned is sometimes we stress ourselves out trying to figure people out, and it's not that serious. Just fall back and let it play itself out. Let's say, for example, you just stopped calling. If when you stop calling, y'all stop talking, that's what's meant to happen. Y'all weren't meant to be together anymore. If the only way y'all end up being together is because you call, then that means that's not really something that's meant for you. You're literally the engine keeping the thing going. So if you stop calling one day and they just y'all never speak again, that's how it's meant to be. Like just relax and let stuff work itself out. Y'all live together. Okay, well still, again, put your mind on other things. Like let's say if you're in school, focus on that. If you're not in school and there's something you've been thinking about going to school for, enroll into school. If it's a hobby, like just put your mind on other things. Sometimes we give people too much of our energy and our thoughts. We wake up thinking about them, go to sleep thinking about them, at work thinking about driving, thinking about no. Look at my cup, y'all. It says nursing. Nursing is a walk in the park, but it's Jurassic Park. And then it has nutritional facts behind it. It says 1,000% hard work, 400% caring, 300% unraveled skill, 200% determination, 600% passion, and 100% caffeine. And then on the little bottom, it says, no, not a significant source of gratitude received. That's not true. I have received gratitude. Yeah, that is true, right? Let's talk about it honestly. Yeah. What do you have a page? Let's talk about it honestly. And what is your page about? Because you sound like you probably got some good topics on your page. Beautiful cup. Keep doing it. Thank you. At the end of the, let me tell you something. And that I have a cousin. I have a cousin that's incarcerated. He's incarcerated for 30 years. And I was telling someone the other day, whatever you, whatever the opinions might be, in my opinion, I always enjoy talking to people that spent many years incarcerated and learn, right? Because they have a different viewpoint on life. I have another cousin that spent 10 years in prison. When I tell you this guy is the most peaceful, calm, happy person that you ever met. You know why? I think those people, life has broken you, right? So where you realize stuff is out of your control. For example, one time my cousin was telling me that one of the guys he was locked up with came to find out that the girlfriend that was outside moved on. Oh, it's a biblical channel. Okay. Oh, black channel. I'm gonna check. Can you comment on one of my other videos? So I could come back because when I end the live, I'm not gonna be able to see your comment. And I want to check out your page as well. Excuse me. Yeah, like, and the guy came to find out that the lady moved on, and he spazzed out, ripped up his cell, did all these things, got in trouble, and at some point, you gotta just eat it and get over it. Like it is what it is. And so I think that that viewpoint is breaking, but it's good, right? Because sometimes we put so much energy into stuff and how we want it to be and how we want our life to look. But if you was to get to the place where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna let it work itself out. It is what it is. If we're meant to be together, we're gonna be together. If I'm meant to have this, I'll have this. If I'm meant to da da da, I'll. If you just relax, you'll see that this life flows a lot easier. And a lot of times, a lot of the stress is all in our mind because you fixate on something so bad and you dwell on it so bad that it literally drains you. There have been times that I know I got sick because of me just fixated thinking about something, like driving thinking about it, working thinking about it. And I get in bed, I sleep, I wake up, but I feel like I didn't, because my mind is fixated on something when it doesn't need to be, especially if you're a God-fearing person. Good morning, Bree. How are you? Especially when you're a God-fearing person. Not saying that your life is going to be perfect, but there's no reason that you should be allowing something to drain you so bad. Because if you believe that God has your life in his hands and he wants the best for you, then you know that whatever is meant for you, he's going to give it to you at the time you're meant to have it. And if he's not letting you have something, that either means it's not meant for you or it's not meant for you right now. If you feel like that, you should be able to turn your brain off and do other things. So I don't know. I'm on like a tangent, y'all. I ramble. I ramble. How you doing, Bree? I'm here waiting to go see my patient. I have 10. I got 40. Well, 20 minutes. I saw one of my patients early, and then I ended up being around the corner from the next one. So that's what I'm here chatting. Today, I think I have 12 or 14 patients. Truth. Yeah, fantastic. I haven't started my work day yet. Ooh, must be nice. What time do you start your work day? I normally start my patients like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I like when I start 10. That's a good hour for me. But because I want to see a lot of patients this week, I started early. Yeah, like this thing is a faith walk. And I guess what I'm trying to say is the biggest thing when they say you got to master controlling your thoughts. I brought up the thing about prison, right? You start at 10. Okay. That's perfect. What type of work do you do, if you don't mind sharing? I was watching a documentary one time. Oh, perfect. I see that you commented. Perfect. I'll go back and I'll look at your channel and subscribe, okay? Um, I was looking at a documentary about people that got sentenced to life. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were giving home care vibes. Like I was like, when she said 10 o'clock, I'm like, I feel like she's a home care nurse. Isn't it the best? I'm a home care nurse as well. What type of like do you do like wound care, starts of care, stuff like that, or what? This job I just do I check it's like the AFL program where their family is their caregiver and I just go to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. The visits are like 15 minutes, is super easy. I love it. But I've done the wound care, the starts of care and stuff like that too. I've also done like med management when you go set up their medications and all that. I've done a little bit of everything. But yeah, I was watching a documentary about people that got sentenced to life as kids. And again, this one boy, he was there from since he was this one man, he was there from since he was 13 years old. And where they had him was like in this like basically solitary confinement. I had it up in the bracket, but I guess the sunlight was hitting it. You say, "Yup, I'm full time. I do it all. I case manage. Oh, I hate case managing. I do starts of care, med management, wound care, a lot of catheters. Oh, okay. You gotta love yourself, then you can love others. Very true. Good morning, Al. Oh, you love it? That's good. I like that. My problem with case management is that excuse me. I felt like if you're the RN, you roll over the patients that you're not gonna see for that day, and so you end up managing patients that you haven't seen in a while. And I feel like people expect you to know things about them and you haven't been able to see them because you've had to roll them over to the LPN or to another nurse. So I didn't like that. I'm a very controlled type of person. So I like that if this is my patient, I want to see them and know what's going on. I don't trust you to be doing this stuff right, I guess. So I didn't like case managing. I don't mind starts of cares. I love starts of cares. I ended up going back to the home care agency after I quit and being per diem and just doing starts to cares with them. So I like starts to care, but I don't like care managing. I feel like the caseload is too much for RN. And Al, I like that comment that you love yourself. I mean, realistically, I think people say that they love themselves, but they really don't. And to be honest, I feel like that's a journey, a destination, because you loving yourself looks different and means different things at different points in your life. Like, let's say, for example, when you're 15, you might say you love yourself because you, you know, um, if someone doesn't want to be your friend, you say, okay, no problem, that's fine. I love myself. There's a point where you might think loving yourself looks like taking care of yourself physically, going to get your hair done, your nails done. So it's like, I love myself. Then you get when we realize it's not about external things. It's not about the stuff that you put on you. It's something that's in you. It's not on you. It's in you, like they said. So I don't know. I think that your love for yourself grows. You grow. You said we don't have an LPN, so I think pretty much I've been managing them. But I totally agree. I'm waiting to snag an admissions nurse position. Oh yes, yep, that's the way to go. Because this was the next thing too. As a with home care, I used to hate to go see patients, other patients that they already started, because they wouldn't do the stuff the right way. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but if this person has been in our care for 3 months and I go in now and I'm actually checking our meds like we're supposed to, and I see meds that aren't added, and I'm like, oh, did you just start these meds this week? Oh no, a month ago. I find it ridiculous that now I need to go put the order in for something that happened a month ago because everyone else had been too lazy to do it, or because everyone else didn't feel like everyone else didn't feel like calling the doctor and doing it, or they're not checking the meds like they're supposed to, right? So now I'm doing stuff from a month ago. So when I do the starter care, I like that because I'm in the tone. I know that I'm not lazy. Like, even if it's extra work, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna call who I'm supposed to call. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna put the meds in, and then pass it on to you. Right. I don't want to go in and find a hot mess. It's wound, which you didn't order wound supplies. Stuff like that's gonna annoy me. Girl, I was on call. I got a story for you. Oh yeah. I went to see this lady, and the complaint was the catheter was coming out with the balloon. You bet. Care is just home care is interesting, but the only thing worse than home care is managing being over group homes. Have you ever worked over a group home? Oh my god! When people say that something's ghetto, that's ghetto. If you ever worked over a group home, I had 6 homes that I was responsible for. That was ghetto. Home care, home care can be ghetto too, but nothing is more ghetto than working over a group home. Nothing. I have seen the group home. Girl, I mean, let me tell you, everything has its pros and its cons. When I worked over the group home, it was great because you were basically a free agent. All you had to do was make sure that you answered your phone. They gave you a phone, and then you had like reports that were due at different times in the month. So it didn't matter if you wanted to wait and once a month bang out all your reports. That's what you wanted to do and stress yourself out. Go for it. I used to be traveling and just make sure I answer my phone. I used to be in bed all day. Like, I'm not doing anything today. Just make sure you answer the phone. When the homes call you to say, oh, this person got a stomach ache, can I give them whatever? This person got a headache, can I give them Tylenol? Yes, you can. Okay, great. All you gotta do is make sure you answer your phone when the group home call you. Other than that, you could be anywhere. I used to be driving to New York, picking my mom up from the airport, come back. I flew out to go see some all kinds of stuff I used to do. But so that part was fun. And there was no boss or something that was over you. The proof was in the pudding for when the month would come and you had to roll your reports out. If your reports were lacking, then that's when people will know, okay, you've been playing this whole time. But the problem is, again, you're not present. So even on the weekends, we didn't work on the weekends, but we had an on-call team to take the calls for us on weekends. When Monday would come, you would be at the edge of your seat to see what they're gonna send you that took place over the weekend. It would be like, um, somebody gave the person the meds. The next shift came, gave them the meds again because they didn't look in the book. So this, that, or somebody fell down the stairs. They didn't send them to the. It would just be stuff that's like, or like you would have clients that will fight them. And so you'll get the report that the clients fought, bit each other really bad. This one had to go to the ER. All of these things that now you're going to have to come deal with it. Or again, you're not there. I'm going to give you an example. I used to go to my places once a week because I used to want to see my presence. Because if not, I knew that they would do a lot of stupid stuff. And again, to a certain level, I like control of stuff that has my name on it. So if it has on it, you got to do it right. I respect people working how they want to work, but my name is on this. You working under my license. So I would go once a week. This particular house, they were doing house. So I was like, you know what? Let me focus on these other houses, and I'll give this one a little bit more space. So this particular house now, it's like, let's say, the ending of May. And they call me because they have a Cardex that they're supposed to look at the Cardex to give medications, and then the initial when they give the medication. So they calling me, let's say 28th of May, and someone says, I can't find the Cardex for May. So I said, how can't you find the Cardex for May? Like, it got to be there. You just got to look around. And then they said, no, I don't think we have it. I don't think they ever delivered it. So I'm like, okay. So what have everyone else been signing from May 1st? They didn't have the Cardex in the house. Whatever happened to it, I don't know. They didn't have it for May 1st. So they calling me on May 28th, let's say, to say I don't have the Cardex. And at that point, I was so pissed off because I'm like, that's something that y'all should have been told me. So all of them was supposed to be written up. Everybody that gave meds from May 1st was supposed to be written up. But again, it would be too much work to write everybody up. So we used to make them fill out their own write up. So again, now I'm putting pressure on them to do their write ups. And the guys over them that's supposed to be like my director, he's trying to put pressure on them to do the write up. They're not. It's a big mess. It's just a big mess. You have staff members that will be sleeping with each other at the house because you got to think about it. They work a lot of hours together because that's one thing about group homes that the staff like, and some of them just like the OT. So some of them work like 16 hours. Um, like they come in 3, they don't leave till, let's see, 7 in the morning. So you're working with the same person. So you know how people end up getting a work husband or a work wife, I guess. So some of the staff will be sleeping with each other, especially ones that work overnight, and the clients go to bed. Once the clients go to bed, they go to bed, honey. The staff go to bed, honey. It used to be a hot mess. Like, there'll be so much drama in the group home. Remember, at one point there was also rumors of, and of course that's not funny, the staff messing with the clients. It's just, group homes is ghetto. And then they just bounce around. Like, let's say you fired them from this group home, they'll go get another job at another group home. And they'll just bounce around. There's so many of them that they'll just go get another group home job. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, they're gonna mess with each other. I would not work for those companies again. They don't appreciate their employees. Or used to work as a DP worker. Oh wow. Am I lying about the stuff I'm saying? Were there coworkers that used to mess with each other on the job since they worked so many hours together? And then it also became hard because you have clients that lie, right? Because they've been in the care of, let's say, DCF or whatever, parents giving up their rights for them. So they've learned, some of them have been through traumatic things, but they've also learned to lie as well. So let's say the staff wouldn't let them get cookies or won't let them get what they want. They will lie and say the staff did something to them. And so it becomes hard because you're like, I don't know if you lying or not. And it's possible because you can't rule it out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do an investigation. And while the person's on an investigation, they can't work. So the person sometimes will miss a month of work because the client lied on them that they did something inappropriate because they didn't want to let them eat cookies or wouldn't want to let them watch their show, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. After a while, I was like, I gotta go. This was fun. Bye bye. I did it for a year and then I quit. Yeah, they will lie on you. they'll say that they hit them physically or they were inappropriate with them, or and you can't dismiss it because it might be true. Because like I said, there are workers that are inappropriate with clients because they prey on them. You worked in that field for 5 years. Wow. Mm-mm. And so then when the minute I would show up and they'll be like, "Nurse, I asked for this and they told me no," and they got all the complaints, and you don't want to turn on your staff and be like, "Oh, why you not?" Because then it looks like, oh, I could put them up against each other. But I want to respect the complaint that's coming to me from this person because you are my patient. I'm here to advocate for you. So it's a really tough spot to be. Again, you're not there. It's different if I was there and I'm listening to the argument go down. I'm like, oh, I know you mad because you can't get a cookie. But when I'm not there and I show up and I'm just walking into the problem, and now it's his word against the client's, it's just too much. Then you end up, like I said, being investigated. Sometimes you have cases where it ends up being like a court case, and now they calling you in to test. Excuse me. They said nursing is one of the hardest licenses to get, but the easiest to lose. So after a while, I said, let me go. Let me take my license, pack it on up, and go somewhere else with my license, where at least when I do my work, I know what I've done and I know what I haven't done. When you finally get your nursing license, you gotta protect it, baby. Protect it because it's the hardest thing to get, the easiest thing to lose in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And you could lose your license behind stuff that took place and you weren't even there. Behind stuff that took place and you weren't even in the building. You was at home. I'm very leery of jobs like that. And worse, you're not gonna work how I want you to work under my license. Mm-mm. Anyways, yo, it's time for me to go in. I'm mad that my voice, I gotta get cough drops and go make more line when I get home. But I don't know. Some nurses treat DSP workers bad. I've seen it. Very true. No, listen, let me tell you something. Before I was a nurse, I was a nurse assistant for 10 years. And when I tell you, that's where, like I said, when God makes your life go a certain way, is because he wants it to go away for a reason. I remember I had finished my bachelor's in biology, and when I finished with college, I couldn't get a job like in my field. I wanted to work in a lab with the biology degree. I couldn't get it. I tried all these types of jobs. I couldn't get it. Everybody wanted experience. So after a while, I said, you know what? Let me go work with this, apply to whatever I could get into in the hospital, and then I'll work my way around once I get there. So I started putting 100, literally, I'm not playing with you. I used to go to the library and put in 100 applications a day at the hospital because I was like, a hospital needs to hire me. So I would put in for every job. I put in for CNA because I had my CNA certificate. Still didn't get it. What ended up calling me was to be patient transport, patient transport, the people that push the people around in the wheelchairs and the beds, and so I took it because I'm like, I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna do it for 6 months, and I'm gonna keep it moving. When I tell you the nurses will talk to us like crap, they'll be like, "Oh, she's just transport." I used to be like, "Just transport, okay?" One time I had a patient that was having a seizure. And it happened to be that there was a guy that was walking with me because the transporters sometimes they would walk with each other to keep each other company. They're not supposed to, but we used to do it. So I had a guy, his name was Gilberto. He was walking with me when I was doing my task, which was taking a person to their room. And the person went to go move from the stretcher to the bed and they started seizing. And I'm like, I think she's having a seizure. So I'm like, Gilberto, go call the nurse, tell her to come quick. So the family was there too, and they're like waiting for the nurse to come. I'm waiting for the nurse to come. I put her on her side because I'm like, I know sometimes when people are having a seizure, they throw up. So put her on her side so that if she throws up, that it will come out of her mouth and she won't fix it. She won't choke on it. So when I tell you the nurse took like 15 minutes to come, and I heard her at the doorway saying, transport claims that the person's having a seizure. What would they know? How would they know? And when they came in, mind you, the lady had a seizure. She ended up using a bathroom on herself because a lot of times when you have a seizure afterwards, the people use a bathroom on themselves. So the nurse finally comes in because I don't know if they heard, if they thought that I didn't hear when they said, "Oh, transport is saying they're having a seizure." How would they know? And when they came in, they were like, "Hi, everything okay?" And the family went off like, "No, everything ain't okay. They went and they called for you like about 15 minutes ago. Why didn't you come?" Oh, we didn't know that she was really having. She was like, yeah, but you should have came. If they said that they think she's having a seizure, why didn't you come? So then afterwards, they came over like, oh, wow, you really did have a seizure. You wet yourself and everything. And then I just took my stretcher. I said bye to the family. And then the nurse was like, are you in school for nursing or something? It's like, I called you. No matter who you think I am or how better you think I am than me, you hear your patient is having a seizure. Come check them out. So then I moved on and became a CNA in the hospital. Again, I saw the nurses talk to the CNAs like crap. So I'm saying all that to say this. When I became a nurse, there was nobody that I thought I was better than because I did all them jobs. I did all the jobs. I did transport. I worked as a CNA. I have respect for every single job. And I'm still like that. So I know what you're saying that there's nurses who I feel like either it's their first job ever. So I don't know. Or I feel like they're nobodies in high school and then they come as a mean girl, which is crazy to be 40, 50 and trying to be a mean girl in nursing. I think those people are so corny and they come in looking to be popular and to talk to people like crap because they've been talked to like crap all their life. I don't know. But yeah, I know what you mean. I do day trading and I own my own cleaning company for 10 years. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, I'm about to go though, mama. I gotta go. It's 10:03 and talk to them. It's time for me to go see my patient. Are you doing okay though? I hope all is well. You doing all right? Yes, okay. All right. Well, I might get back on later on. I'm doing okay. I lost my voice. I'm trying to drink tea and do lime and honey to get it back, but I'm okay. I might get back on later on though. If I have another break in between my patients. Ooh, learning Korean. I know that's right. That's good. That's really good. Every language you learn is will always be a benefit to you. Every language. You could take that card out your back pocket and slam it on the table when you go to do business and you doing business with Korean people and you could bust out in Korean, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, we trust her. Come in. That's how it is with Spanish. Spanish people, let me tell you, my Spanish patients, you'll be asking, oh, can I come see you at 12? No, this, that. When you start speaking in Spanish, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you could come. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I gotta run though, mama. We'll talk though. Have a good day.